Hi everybody and welcome to this week's Tech Tip of the Week. In this video we're going to learn how to create a contact list in Qualtrics so you can send your survey to the recipients that you want to take it in a group as opposed to individually having to put their contact information into a list. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like. I'm in the Compose email section of my survey, and this is in my distributions tab. So at this point I've already compiled all the information for my survey and I'm ready to send it out to participants. So when I choose to do the email option, I have this to option here, and there's a drop down menu where I could select contacts. Now I have two options here. I have previously created lists that are here, or I have the option to create a new contact list by clicking here. So just to show you, if I click on New Contact List, the option that I have here is to individually put in people's emails, first names, and last names into these fields. Now this might not seem to be a really big deal, but let's say you have a survey that has over 100 people that you want to take it. That is going to take a really long time if you have to put in their names one by one here. So we're going to learn how to create a contact list that we create previously and then use that to email our recipients. So for now I'm just going to cancel this. And what I'm going to do is go up to my upper right hand corner here and click on Contacts. Once the page loads here, I'll be taken to my Contacts page here, and I'm going to click Create Contact List here at the top. Let's name this Quick Tip Contact List. Press Next, and then you have this option here. So it gives you the option to import from a file, again to add manually, or import from a survey. In this case, we've already seen how we can manually add names in by just simply typing in their information here. But I want to show you how to import from a file. To make things easier, if you don't have a file already created, I like to use this example document that Qualtrics gives to us because it's in the format that it needs to be in, and it makes things a lot easier for you so you don't have to wonder if you're doing it the right way. So if I click on example document, on my computer I choose to open with Microsoft Excel. Yours might be a little different depending on what your settings are. So however you open up files normally is the way you would do this. So if I click open with Microsoft Excel, and here comes my list. So it's named Example Mailing List 3. It also has headers here of first name, last name, primary email, external data. So I could just stretch these out if you're going to use those options. But in this video, we're just going to make it really simple and put first name, a last name, and an email. The one thing that is mandatory when you're doing this is an email address, because without that, the computer is not going to know what to pull from in order to email the recipient. So I just want to change this, and I'll put my information in here. And that's the only information that I want to put in here. If I have other recipients that are going to be getting this survey, I would continue on putting them down here in this list. So I'm going to save my mailing list here, and I want to X this out for now and press save. The other thing that I actually want to show you too is just real quick in your example document here. When you save this, it is saved as a .csv, so you want to make sure that that is the extension of what you're saving it in. If you use the example document, this is already saved in this format. If you decide to make your own document, you just want to make sure that you save your file in .csv, or else Qualtrics will not be able to read it. So now we're back to this section, and now I'm going to browse for that file that I just created. So if I click on Browse, and I click on Example Mailing List 3, here it is there. And now if I scroll down, I can see that the Qualtrics has already seen Christina Dempsey and my email address there. Again, I can do more than one here, and it would show more than that. But since we only had that first contact and that only contact, that's why it's only showing it. So if I click on Add Contacts, here it says it's showing me the jobs in progress. And then once it's done, I can click View Contact List. And here it is, Christina Dempsey, Christina.Dempsey. So now we've populated our contact list. So what we have to do now is go back to our project. And then here it brings me right back to where I was in my Distributions tab. I'm going to click Compose Email. And now when I click on Select Contacts, I go down to My Library and select the name of what I just did. So we did Quick Tip Contact List. And now all you do is simply select Either you can select an individual contact from your contact list or select the entire contact list. So since there's just one, we're just going to select the entire contact list. And then you can even view the contacts if you want to see who's going to be getting your survey. And then you just go on and you follow the instructions here as normal, putting your subject in. And when you send it, you time it when you want to send it, so you can send it in an hour, or you can send it now, or whenever you decide you want that survey to go out. And that's it. So now when you send that survey out, everybody on that contact list is going to get your survey, and you didn't have to spend all this time constantly doing it. You might have to put the time in at first to individually put in the names, but going forward, if you're sending that group a survey multiple times, it'll save you precious time going forward. I hope you enjoyed this tip and that you found it useful. Please tune in next week for our quick tip of the week. Have a great weekend.